Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. What another blessed day that we've had the opportunity to see. And we are so glad that we're above ground. We're still here among the land of the living, and we're happy about it. Well, I am Portia Wheatley. I am the founder and the president of a nonprofit organization acknowledged as Trophy of Life Incorporated. And we have the great privilege, the honor, and the assignment to render hope, encouragement, and inspiration to the whole wide world. And we just want to welcome you again to this platform acknowledged as Project 365, where matter of fact, I'm gonna let Takira tell you what we do. Let me bring in my co-host.
Hey, everybody. My name is Takira Swan. I'm so happy to be here with you today. And what we do is we spread and share hope, encouragement, and inspiration to everyone around the entire world, 365 days of this year. So what you need to do, guys, is you need to go to our YouTube page. We'll put the link in our chat section here and share these videos. That's how you are a part of our team with sharing hope, encouragement, and inspiration and affecting people all over the world.
That is so amazing. And that is really a job where we cannot do it ourselves. We need you to be a part of our team to help us spread the word, spread the messages that we are able to bring to the platform. It's a big task. I realize that all over the world, there are people who need to be encouraged. There are people who need to be inspired. There are people who need hope. They really do. We all, not just they, we all need hope. And we're just an instrument that God has been using for the last 100. Matter of fact, this is day 200.
No, is it?
This is day 200. For the last 200 days, God has allowed us to share some type of message of hope, encouragement, and inspiration. And you know that has only been God. And we have tried to cover as many topics as we can because we know people all over the world are experiencing so many different issues, matters. And we don't just bring things that are hard to work through, things that are hard to talk about, things that are hard to that we've experienced, but we bring light-minded things as well, things that you may want to experience that you've never experienced in your life, and we just want you to be inspired to experience them. It's as easy as that, you know, to actually someone tell you, Takira, you can do that. I believe in you. You can do that. And same thing, you know, what you put out to people, it's going to come back to you. And on that note, on what today, the topic we have for you today, we just want to share a little about the principle or the effects of reciprocity. You give it out, it'll come back to you.
Yes.
Whether it's good, bad, or evil, many times those types of things, whatever you put out, it will come back to you. It may not come back to you in the same form, but it's coming back. It's going to come back to you. So we want to encourage everyone. That law of reciprocity is something else. You wonder how people can be when individuals are in a situation and you see people just catering to them in a wonderful way, especially when it's a hard situation that they are experiencing. You see people coming to them, giving them aid, whether it's money, coming to clean for them, coming to give them a ride somewhere, coming to give them a word of encouragement, coming to just give them a hug, give them something that will make them hopeful, make them feel encouraged, make them feel that they can go through whatever situation they are experiencing. And that is because it's my thought and mindset that is because what they've given out in the past, it's just coming back to them. It's coming back to them. They've given out kind words. They've given out of their finances. They've given out of their time. They've given out of their emotions. It's a whole lot that you can give just in that, in reciprocity. It's amazing. It's like a mutual benefit. And it's not that you're looking for anything in return. It is just the way things are, the way that person operates. That's just who they are. That's in their DNA, especially when they're at the point where they can share God's love. And that is something that God requires all of us to do. We say we represent him, we possess him, and we profess him. Yeah, that is our responsibility. And it's almost like a trade-off. Not that you're looking for something in return, but you give it out, it's going to come back to you. What you think, Takira?
I completely agree. And it's so many sayings about this that mean the same exact thing. If you reap what you sow, the law of attraction, manifesting what you want to happen, it's the same thing. So if, for example, if you want to manifest kindness and, different things in your life, you can't put out the opposite to get that back. So, and I thought about something when you were saying how, you think when someone is going through something and they're getting all this love and help and everything because of something they put out there. Sometimes I've seen people who, everyone deserves happiness and kindness, but I've seen some really unkind people go through something and then they get all this love and, and help and encouragement. And to me, I don't think that means that, they should continue to be the way they are. But I think that's also just maybe a sign of, hey, look at how you feel when people are being so kind to you and when you needed help and you needed an extra hand and, people came to your aid. So I feel like that's a sign for them to then go ahead and give that back and then start that new cycle. So if you feel like anyone that's viewing this video, if you feel like, you know what, I'm not the most kind person. It's fine. It's fine. It's never too late to start. It's never too late to renew that cycle of kindness and encouragement and inspiration, because when you are just being yourself and you're coming from a place of a pure heart, that's when blessings, those manifestations, those things that you're trying to attract out in the universe, however you want to call it, that's how those positive things come into your life. And then that's when you can start experiencing that mutual exchange without even trying. And I will tell you this, if you're someone who's like, what, I'm just going to do something to get whatever in return, I don't really mean it. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to mean it in here. When you really mean it in here and you're coming from a place of love, a place of kindness, especially our believers, when you're coming from, a place of having God's heart and God's love, then that's when your blessings start pouring out, overwhelming, like, oh my gosh, I just have so many blessings. I need to bless other people. I can't take any more blessings, Lord, but keep sending them. That's when you get to that point in your life. So I think that's just a place where we can strive to not get to, but a place that we can strive to dwell in, because it's not like, being in a place of love and kindness and coming from a pure heart. It's not a place you want to just, I want to get here and that's it. No, you have to continue to do those things and dwell in that place so that you now live that, like, this is my life. I have a life of kindness and love, and that's all that comes to me. And then when things that are not that way, the opposite come to me, it gets eradicated like that, because it's so much love and kindness coming from a pure place that there is no room for negativity. So that's my piece on it.
Reciprocity can be really a gift to people if they use it wisely. We have to be mindful of the pandemic that we're in, because many people are just going into a shell, or they're going into that, it's all about me, myself, and I. And we really don't want to do that, because of course, we want to be careful. That's a must. That's first and foremost. But we also have to remember God is our covering, and still wear your mask. God is our covering, but somehow we have to show the love of God, put that positivity out there in the atmosphere, and watch that positivity come back to you. It works. It really works. Have you ever seen someone who is that it seems like they're always mad, and then what comes out of their mouth or words that kill or downing someone, or always negativity. But when you think about it, it's something that they have to do personally, as well as, and it starts in the mind as well. Starts in the minds and your ear gates, because what you take in a lot, it settles in your spirit and it becomes a part of you. But when you think, whether someone tells you or not, when you think about it, prime example, when a parent is always telling a child, you're a bad somebody. Why are you so bad? You get on my nerves. You're just like your father. You're just like your mother, in a negative way. But when they go to school, they've already got that in their mind. My mom said I'm bad. My dad said I'm bad. Or I'm in that pattern of my parents or brother or sister, whoever. But you take that same child and feed them positive affirmations, feed them. You may not say, I love you all the time, but you show them that you love them. And then what you give to that child, that law of reciprocity will come back to you. You will find them wanting to cling to you. You will find them wanting to hang out with you. You will find them changing their words that come out of their mouth to say, I can do this. I'm made for this. And when they get an attitude about their level of thinking, their mindset, and just know that as a parent, you were involved in that. You put it out to them and it came back to you. That's your blood. That's your part of your DNA. So it's something about giving it out and just watching it come back. It may not come back right away, but it's coming. It's coming. Well, we have a short video for you to watch. Let's see whether we can get this started. Oh, we're going to get this started.
We're going to get it started.
But check it out on the law of reciprocity.
The law of reciprocity.
You hear?
When I coached high school football, I made it a point to treat all of my players with the same belief, dignity, respect, and level of training, no matter what their ability. But I also customized my coaching and especially my mentoring of them according to each player's strength, weaknesses, needs, and potential. I didn't do this expecting to be repaid in any way. I expected nothing in return beyond the context of the football program. But now I am watching one of those players become a coach, and he's coaching with the same values and principles. I see him pouring into others without expectation of repayment. Did I ever get repaid for my pouring into this young man? Yes. He is blessing and leading the next generation with excellent values and principles. Watching my influence shape the next generation may not directly help me achieve my goals, but it is decidedly a reward. This is the fifth law we must incorporate and practice daily, the law of reciprocity. Simply stated, the law of reciprocity is this: humans are driven to serve, and humans are driven to reciprocate one another in service. You will succeed to the extent that you serve. Let me quickly clarify what the law of reciprocity is not. It is not a you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours mentality. It's not a pyramid scheme like those employed in the business world. It is most definitely not the law of the vending machine in which you put currency in and get a predictable equivalent reward in return. It's not the relational version of $1 equals one candy bar. It can't be quantified or calculated, even though money or quantifiable resources may be involved. The law of reciprocity is about outward focus, service, giving, being a blessing. Like the other laws, this is based on a universal principle. Unlike some of the laws, though, this one is often countercultural. We live in a culture that is willing enough to give if the reward is immediate or at least equivalent. I do X for you, so you'll do Y for me. We by no means live in a culture that encourages blessing for its own sake. And let me tell you, blessing for its own sake is plenty good enough. When you bless others with your time, money, and talent, you will be blessed. The very act of serving other humans carries enormous personal, communal, and cultural benefits. Your own sense of well-being is the minimum compensation you receive for your act of service. But the law of reciprocity is more generous even than that. When you serve, the blessing will come back to you in one way or another.
Right.
Perhaps you'll mentor a young person who will then go on to mentor another in the next generation. And you'll see your work carry a legacy beyond you, impacting concentric circles of others. Perhaps you'll be like my good friend Eric Brown, who owns JTP Transportation. His business was doing terribly, but he started intentionally giving his time, talent, and treasure to the vision of his church. Now his whole business has turned around and grown into a multi-million-dollar transportation corporation. Perhaps you'll be like my mentor, Dennis Blackwell, who came to a dying church in southern New Jersey and led the members to give more. Now he's been serving and leading there for nearly 3 decades, and the congregation is flourishing. Perhaps you'll be like the farmer who goes out carrying seed to sow and returns with sheaves of harvests. You'll reap what you sow, according to Galatians 6:7.
Yes.
If you sow generosity, gratitude, and service, you'll reap generosity, gratitude, and service. The key is to sow. If we're going to achieve our goals and be successful, we must follow this law. Others will be willing to help us as we are willing to help them. If we want love or respect from others, we must give it first. We teach this to our children, don't we? We repeat the golden rule to them, even if we ourselves follow it sporadically. Treat others the same way you want them to treat you. Luke chapter 6, verse 31. Whatever you are lacking, start sowing. Are you lacking financial success? Sow generously with what you already have. Are you lacking a meaningful support network? Sow into relationships with time and heart. Are you lacking opportunity? Sow into providing what you can for others. We give out of what we have, not out of what we don't have. We give out of our finances, time, talent, skills, knowledge, and connections. Again, this isn't a vending machine. Don't donate to your church or your favorite cause and expect to get the equivalent financial payback in a certain way or a certain amount of time or at all. But if you pay attention, you'll notice blessing returning to you in some way or another. Perhaps your car will last longer than expected before it needs another repair. Perhaps someone will donate a new appliance to you. Perhaps your performance review will go better than expected and you'll get a raise. Perhaps your bills will increase, but you will encounter an opportunity for work on the side to compensate. You will receive because you gave. That's how the law of reciprocity works. God sends you blessing, but he also sends blessings through you. The money I receive from selling this book will be sent out to others because as long as it's going out and blessing people, it's changing lives. It meets my needs, but it also goes out and meets the needs of others. What do you do when your cup runs over? You get another cup and you share with somebody. If you work in the service industry, you will likely always remain employed if you are rendering great service. When I was young, I shoveled snow for my neighbors, and they paid me better than the other kids, not because I was the only kid on the block shoveling snow or I shoveled snow faster, but because I offered faithful, smiling, over-the-top service. We must rid ourselves of any self-serving mentality.
Right.
The law of reciprocity will work, but only for those who adopt service and blessing as a lifestyle. It's not for those who give merely to receive or who only sometimes give selflessly. There are, of course, obstacles to this mindset. Ingratitude. Ungrateful folks simply are too consumed with all the things that are going wrong to be of service to others. Dwelling on past hurts. This is a similar Dwelling on past hurts. This is similar to ingratitude, but focused on past wrongs or grievances. Service is an act of living in the present. So long as we keep thinking about all the things that went wrong in the past, we're stuck there. Unforgiveness. This is a doozy. Anne Lamott wrote this well-known quip. Not forgiving someone is like drinking rat poison and expecting the rat to die. The poison only hurts us. If we are harboring resentment or hatred of anyone else, it will be difficult to find a giving spirit within ourselves. This doesn't automatically mean trust or reconciliation with others, but it does mean you yourself have forgiven for your own sake. Negative or bad associations. Negative people will tell you that you're just being taken advantage of. They'll remind you that no good deed goes unpunished, as the cynic puts it. Minimize your exposure to such people.
Right.
Doubt. Doubt clouds your view of the blessing of being a blessing. Doubt whispers to you that helping others will make you weak or vulnerable. It maintains that life is a zero-sum game in which someone has to be a loser. Those are lies. Serving others makes you a winner. Now apply this. To incorporate this essential law of reciprocity into your life, consider the following practical applications. Be around other generous people. Watch how they give.
Yeah.
Ask them how, where, and when they decide to give, and what reciprocal benefits they received. You need to hear success stories like the ones I've recounted in this chapter. Follow their example in principle, if not in specifics. Don't forget that we serve out of what we have, not out of what we don't have. Be generous. Remember that you are responsible and accountable only for your own behavior, not anyone else's. If a children's charity tells me their building needs a new roof and I give them a $3,000 check, but they end up using it to buy more equipment for the kids instead, that's okay. My responsibility is to sow the seed. God holds them accountable for what they do with it. Sometimes I might be taken advantage of, but I will always be taken care of. When you are serving according to the law of reciprocity, no one can truly take advantage of you. Follow the 10% rule. Seek to give 10% of your resources, time, talent, and treasure to helping others. If you're not giving 10% somewhere, build up to it. Make a plan. Which of your resources, time, talent, or finances do you have in excess? How could you give away 10% of this resource? Is there a specific person or situation that needs it? Make a specific plan for your giving that also leaves room for spontaneous gifts when you see the need arise. The law of reciprocity, like all 7 laws, in fact, requires that we be habitual about it, not sporadic or half-hearted. And so we encounter the next law, the law of habit.
Oh. Wait a minute. Let me hold on. Hold on for a minute. Okay, Mr. Grace, hold up. Hang in there, audience. I'm coming. I can't minimize. Although he's really good. I don't want to stop live screen. Okay, you're just going on too much now. Okay, you stop. Did you stop? Okay. No. Hold on for a minute. I'm glad it's church something. I can't. Hold up. Stop, pause, record. No, no.
Well, I can no longer hear it on my end.
You can't hear it?
No.
Good. Good. Can you hear him in the background?
Nope.
Good, good, good. Well, let's roll on with this. Do your recap and let's close it out.
Well, so I feel like that video was so self-explanatory, but I really hope our viewers today enjoyed this. This is definitely a video for you to share, to rewatch, because it really speaks on what we were talking about earlier, and how if you just dwell in that place, that I just feel like your life would be so much better.
Yes, it would.
It'll be so much better. And if you just want to me, the best part is not really what I am gaining from it. It's how I am affecting others in a positive way, whether it's making someone's day, whether it's changing the course of a generational curse, whether it's, changing someone's life. Those are the things that I live for. And those are the things that make me happy, which is why, to me, it's so easy to dwell in that place of reciprocity, in that place of love and kindness, and wanting to help others and wanting to treat other people how I want to be treated. So I just want to encourage you all to do that today. And if you feel like that's not where you are, but you want to get there, I'm just telling you, it doesn't take much. You just start with baby steps of being kind. How would you want someone to entreat you? And that's just where you start with everything, like everything. And I have an example really quick, just a real life example. You all know I'm a part-time, I work at the airport, and sometimes it's just not the nicest encounters you have there with some passengers. But I've had passengers who, and I give all credit to God for this, but I've had passengers who you can just tell they're just not kind people, and they're having a really bad day. And you say, okay, I could go off, but that's not me. That's not how I am. And I'm like, I understand this person is a person. And what would I do if I was in this situation and I need help? So I just talk to them out of love. I serve them out of love and kindness. And I've literally had those same really, really rude, disrespectful passengers come back to me. Like, they walk away to go do whatever about their day, and they come back to me. They've come back to me with gift cards. They've come back to me with thank you notes. They've come back to me just with a smile to say, you know what? I apologize for being so rude or so mean. You didn't deserve that. You didn't do anything with that. And it's not about, them coming back and apologizing and giving gift cards and things like that to say thank you, but it's about the way I was acting, me just being myself and trying to help them, has changed the course of their day. It's so easy to have a bad day, just, ripple effect. Everything is bad. Now you just got an attitude with everybody, but it's that I've changed the course of someone's day. And now they are now going to be more kind to the people that they encounter or the people they entreat that day. And that's just what this law is all about. So I just want to encourage you to just try it. If that's not where you are, if that is where you are, keep on doing it. Share this video, share with others. When we have a society that's more kind, more loving, more, just treating people how they want to be treated, we together, that's how we change the world. That's how we change society, one person at a time. You change your sphere of influence. You don't have to take on the task of trying to change everybody in the world. You can't do that. No. And you know what? And the goal is not to change anyone. The goal is just to be in yourself and dwell in that place in yourself. And then that is how you affect people in a positive way. And that's how those things start coming back to you. So that's all I want to say. Tomorrow, come back to us again, 1 o'clock. We're going to be at day 201. I'm kind of getting a little sad here because 200 days has passed and it doesn't even feel like it, which means we only have 165 left. I don't know if I'm ready to end. I don't know, whatever. We won't even talk about that now, but we only have 165 days left. So come tomorrow. Join us at 1 p.m. We cannot wait to see you all. Leave comments in the chat if you'd like. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you then.